Hey everyone. Yeah, an update on today's trading. And as you can see from the number of contracts on the screen, it wasn't all plain sailing today. Good news is that by the end of it, I had passed the Apex 25k eval that I was working on. And I'll be completely honest, this is the first eval I've passed this year. I was trading the evals like I wanted to with a PA account, so I wasn't max contract sizing them. I was adding risk January through March, adding size, but not YOLOing them or trading them on news, trying to concentrate on the process. But yeah, I just would get 3, 4, at best $600 into the eval, blow it, because I can take a stop or a loss. And yeah, continued through the year, quite honestly, until now. So first eval pass, first PA account of this year. So there's a part of me that's a bit, I'm embarrassed, but I don't know, just maybe show the reality for a lot of people, I think. It's probably reality for a lot of people is that we see these big 5, 10, 20, 30k payout, daily payouts, but for a lot of people, especially at the beginning of the journey, this is reality. You don't want to YOLO the accounts or go balls deep on 10, 20 evals at a time. Yeah, it can be this if you're struggling with trading, your strategy, your emotions. This is the reality for me at least. Is that I've waited 4 months of a year just to get an eval passed to the PA. So at least that's the good news. And I think the good news is that I've been trading these inside outside bars for just 9 days, and that switch has produced this result. So far so good. Even though today would have been or should have been a tricky day. I'll go a bit more in depth on my trading day, but maybe that's a positive as well with this trading on the 5-minute chart in NASDAQ. Seen some positive movements, or at least outcomes for now. But in any case, I'll go into today. And I took a loss on the first trade. And actually, it was, for me, a good trade in hindsight. So we had this uptrend here. So we opened really bearish and then started to reverse up. And we started to have this really strong uptrend. Then we got an outside bar. This is on the 2-minute chart. The 5-minute chart wasn't offering any entries the first 40 minutes of the open, so maybe I was a bit impatient there. But I like the setup in the 2-minute chart. You have an outside bar, followed by an inside bar, followed by another inside bar. And this looked like a really nice II pattern, inside bar. A nice bullish flag. And I thought going long here would have got me the 20 points, but got ticked in, and I think it went at most 14 points before it reversed. And I had my stop, I think, here below the outside bar, because I wanted to take the outside bar, but this started to reverse. I'll be honest, I did move my stop initially. I thought, well, this bullish, it has to make another attempt at a high. It has to just be correcting. As soon as it got to around here, I thought, no, I can't do this. I can't muck around. We're so close to passing this eval. So I was moving the stop back. When on the 5-minute chart, we get an outside bar, but in the opposite direction. And it's probably the trade I should have patiently waited on the ES. So by this point, I thought, you know what, I'm going to reverse my position and added a little bit of size. I entered with 6 contracts, micros. I should have entered with 2, with 4, if I wanted to do that adding of size, Albrook style. But as well, that's a habit I shouldn't be doing. I should just take the loss, and if a setup comes or I want to reverse, just reverse with normal size, because I've done this twice now recently, and it's worked out both times. But I know one day I'll reverse, double, triple the size, and get taken on a ride again in the opposite direction. And if I'm doubling, tripling the size and get stopped out, that's going to be a huge loss. So this works until it doesn't. So a lesson today is just to take the loss and move on to the next setup. If I'm reversing, unless I'm really sure of a reversal, just keep normal size. In any case, I went short, and I think because I had it in my mind that I'm so close to passing this eval. I need 3 20-point wins to pass this eval. And of course, all the calculations are going through my mind. How many points do I need? I take that first loss, and my mind just goes into that, well, I need to make this back. I need to get back to the green. I need to keep on. I need to get this PA account as soon as possible. I can't take a loss. So I moved my take profit from 20 points to about 30 points. So down here. And wouldn't you know it, the PA decided to go very quickly to about 25 points and then reversed. And I was sitting in my office just not acting like an adult. If you can imagine a toddler who's just had his favorite toy taken away from him, that was basically my attitude and reaction to this PA. So it comes up, this close is bullish, we get this candle, which for 5 minutes was absolute torture to watch. It was just going up and down like this. Finished green again, would have given me 20 points, but I decided to try and hold out for 30. I got into that, that stage that sometimes gets you when you're just not thinking clearly, and you're like, it's all or nothing. Just stupid, given how much progress I'd made last week and how close this eval was to passing. Oh yeah, another thing that happened here was that still in this trade, and then this inside bar sets up and triggers on the opposite direction. My finger took over to reverse again. I think here I exited 2 contracts and then stopped myself. I realized, this trade is still valid. So here we enter not just 2 to replace these 2 I exited, I entered another 2 contracts. Oh. And that was it. I was like the Custer's last stand. I was thinking, okay, this is going to work or it's not. At least I kept the stop here. It was like, damage is already done if this goes up here. I don't think my Apex eval would even have reached this level because it has a daily loss limit of $500. It would have taken me out before. But in any case, we get this another inside bar. And then we get this outside bar that dropped in, again, this wick. It wicked up so strong, and at this point I thought, oh, that's it. What have we done? Thankfully, the Bears stepped in. They were like, we're going to help Daryl with his 25k evaluation. let's help him out. The Bears came in, closed this bearish. Again, I could have taken this off for 20 points. I held out for 30, and Team Bear helped us out there. And we took, 30 points. Maybe, around 30 points. And maybe just a little under 30 points on average. But we got the 30 points, and because of all this size it added here, the eval was passed. I thought, okay, that's enough for today. Enough of a roller coaster. And we'll leave it there. So good news is the Apex eval passed, and the Lucid eval is now about 2.4k out of the 3k target. But yeah, I can't be doing this shit in a PA account. And yeah, I mean, it's been good for data analysts because here, going for 30 points, even though I wasn't thinking at the time, actually kept me out of chop. Because if I'd stuck to the 5-minute chart and taken this, I would have had 20 points easy on this entry. But then I would have got chopped up. Because I would have got in on this inside bar next, stopped out for 25 points. And then this inside bar, we got triggered long again and stopped out again for 23 points. So it wouldn't have been such a bad day. It would have been a red day. As I said, I need to learn to take red days. And it would have been quite small. Just 1 win, 1.5 wins to get back to where I was. So nothing major. But with these evals, I was just thinking, when I calculated how much I needed to make to pass this eval, I was like, I have to get, it's free trades, I have to get those 3 wins in a row. And it's just detrimental to my trading. So I need to, with the PA, I'll activate it, but I don't know if I'll trade it tomorrow. I'll either trade it with 1 micro, or I might give myself a couple of days just to let that feeling pass of having a new PA and maybe concentrate on the Lucid account, which is the eval. Because yeah, this wasn't such a good emotional management day. And maybe stick to the 5-minute chart. 2-minute chart has been working well, apart from today. But when I start mixing the two, that's when I could get into trouble. So another slightly eventful day today with sizing, reversing trades. And again, like the other day, if I would just do this calmly, it would be fine. Because I could have taken that first loss and then came over to the 5-minute chart and would have said, okay, may have just taken out these pre-market highs and we're actually reversing now. And I'll ride this back to the EMA at least. And then we get a lower high, or a first entry long, second entry short, a long failure, adding more context to the trade, hold. I don't think that calmly in the moment. And I'm sitting there as if it's like a World Cup final penalty shootout. And I can't be doing that. So, good news in the eval passing, progress in the Lucid eval, but I really need to work on being more calm in trades. And again, if I already had 5 PA, let's just say 5 PA accounts, earning on average $200 a day, or even let's just say 8 clean days of profit a month, 200 by 8, multiply by 5 PA accounts, and very good monthly wage salary for me. And then I wouldn't mind, I think, taking a loss, but it's like I'm now just trying to rush this process again, where I'm thinking before getting to PAs, I can't take a loss. Any loss is just so detrimental. It's 3 steps back, and that's bad to think about. I need to try and think 6 months down the line. I can just take losses, accept red days, follow the process, build confidence in a system. 6 months down the line, I could have those 5 PA accounts churning out daily payouts. But yeah, I say that all calmly now, but then 9:30 comes around and something like this could happen. So, positives past the eval, First one this year, first PA account this year. Only 9 days after starting with the inside-outside bars, so good progress there. But still issues with respecting the stop. And now I think maybe it's a brain or mental reflex, physical reflex as well, with it. Oh, I'm going to take a stop, but I can just reverse it and I can just DCA like Al Brooks. And I cannot DCA like Al Brooks, and I can't just blindly reverse trades. I mean, I'm not blindly reversing them. In this case, I did have a reason to reverse, so I'll defend myself there. But I think it's really important for me to have a daily loss limit, and I think I might need to invest in some actual software, Guardian Angel Trader, just to protect the accounts. Because I feel I might do the same with the PA account, where I'll think, okay, I need to reach now 1600 to get a payout, and I'll start doing calculations, how much profit per day, and yeah, can't be doing that. Overall, I mean, now calmly looking at it, it should have been an okay day. It shouldn't have been some very stressful day, but it shouldn't have been a stressful day, but I made it. And as I said yesterday, I need to accept the lost days. I need to accept the 2 in a row losses. And today, quite frankly, I didn't do that. So that has to be my goal. But I've said that a lot of times, and not doing it. So we'll see what tomorrow brings. I think I might just concentrate on the other eval, take it a little slow, and give myself 1 or 2 days to feel grounded to start another PA. So good and bad news today, but I'll try to concentrate on the good. First PA of this year. And hopefully some point it will produce a payout, but have to go slowly but surely in that direction. Thanks for tuning in again, and hope you had a good trading day too. Peace.